in reality, there's only two things that cause the degeneration and compression in the discs. It is gravity, so poor posture, and the second thing is tight muscles, which we can help with that. Okay. You mind switching to the next slide? If you don't mind, it'd be great. Okay, there we go. So statistically, when it comes to degenerative disc, which is this sucker right there, where the discs are starting to break down, wear out, and start having problems, it's about 40% of all people aged 40 years and up. Okay, so that's quite a few people in this group. Okay, and when you get up to about 80 years of age, that's about 80% of all people. Now, this doesn't mean that you have a problem. It means you have degeneration, you have wear. Wear and tear is a natural component of aging. We just don't happen to like it very much. Okay. Now, along here, we also have a few different aspects. So you've got the normal disc at the front, at the very top. Might be hard to see, but it's nice full length, no damage, no fraying, no wear and tear. The degenerative disc is below it. A bulging disc is when you start having a little bit of a pushing out along the sides, away from the center of the disc itself. Herniated discs are the ones that are worse. Those are the ones that can cause some big problems. They can cause nerve impingement, they can cause entrapment, they can cause a lot of pain and irritation. So if you're like me, I've got 3 of them, okay? So that sucks, okay? And a lot of people ask, how do you get 3 herniated discs? Is it from working out too much? Is it from doing all these things, or from your job? Because, you know, my job is oh so physical, right? And in reality, sometimes you just really, you roll a critical 1 when you're born. You know, you get some really crappy genetics, and there's no way around that. Now, if you're really interested, you want to see some statistics, I also tossed the PubMed review journal on here. So if you want to learn more about a really boring topic that's going to affect us all, that's where you can go. Now, some of those common areas, again, I've put another reference there so you can actually take a look at it if you so happen. Tend to be at C5, C6 up into the neck. So when you start having degeneration and compression in that area, that's going to give you a few things like shoulder and neck pain, or even breathing concerns. That's because your diaphragm is innervated from the neck. We have a nice little phrase that we use around that. C3, 4, 5 keeps the diaphragm alive. And it's very accurate because that's where the phrenic nerve, the main nerve supply for the diaphragm, originates from. Now, if you look at the T6 to C7, which is also one of the most common levels for degeneration, that's going to cause people to have things like mid-back pain. Now, who has mid-back pain? Like every single person out there. And it can also cause issues like heartburn or stomach issues, digestive concerns. All of these things stem right from that area specifically. Now, we also have a more common area down at the lower back. So L4, L5, that's a fun little vertebrae because it acts almost like a gear for helping manipulate and stir up the movement of the pelvis. So every time you take a step, your pelvis rocks and rotates in this nice, easy movement. And that one vertebrae causes the control from force from one side to the other side. So it is literally a clockwork gear that manipulates and controls your movement when you walk. But when it's a problem, it also causes low back pain, plantar fasciitis, and even can cause bladder problems. Okay? That's both men and women. Might be different sets of bladder problems. Some can't stop going, some can never go, but it still stems from that area very specifically. So when I had my herniated disc, it caused a lot of problems, a lot of concerns. Basically, I lost all my thigh muscle, and I had a ridiculous amount of pain in the hip, the low back, and radiating down my leg. So I tell people it felt like 24 hours of menstrual cramps in my leg. Because it would just come in waves constantly. I'd be working at the clinic, and it'd be like, oh God, here it comes. It's building up, it's building up. Oh, okay, grin and bear, grin and bear, grin and bear. Okay, good, I'm good, for about another 5 minutes, and then it would come back again. So the recovery for these discs started on kind of a three-step approach. First of all, I needed to have the care. Now, I was doing pretty much everything you can think of, because that's what you do when you're in a panic state. You do the massage therapy, you do the acupuncture, the osteopathy, the chiropractor, you do the yoga, you do absolutely everything trying to get things under control. Some of the biggest things I found that worked for pain management was mindfulness techniques, so meditation, deep breathing, and also positive podcasts. Okay, because the biggest thing you want to avoid when you're in a state of constant pain is avoid getting depressed. Because as soon as you start getting depressed, things get real bad real fast. The second thing I did was the ELDOA techniques. So I had learned some of the ELDOA techniques earlier on in my career, And I started using those again, and they were incredibly difficult and incredibly beneficial. But when I took a full 3-day course where we did constant rehabilitative work following those techniques down in lovely California, it made an incredible difference, as in it cleared off the last bit of pain that was remaining for that period of time. So it was wonderful. And the third part was hydration. So water and the proper techniques to bring it into your system, more than anything. Because if you know the concept of drinking more water, you know that all it does is creates more pee. Okay? So the more water you drink, the more you pee. And that's not a very effective thing for everyday life. So one of the things that we do tell people to use is a little bit of sea salt. You put some salts, you put some minerals, you put those types of things in, whether it's magnesiums or sodium itself, or other things like collagen, gelatin, jello, fruits, vegetables, smoothies. All of these things can help your body retain fluid, because it's not necessarily how much you're getting into your body, but rather how much are you keeping in your body at the various points of the time. So here we have a bulging disc before from all the compression, whether it's from posture, gravity, or tight muscles, and the forces pushing it out to impact onto the nerve supply. Or we have the decompression therapy. Now this is why a lot of people are using decompression therapy, whether it's the inversion tables, whether it's neck compression or distraction devices, or whatever it might be. Some people even hang upside down from gravity boots. Okay? But what ELDOA does is it teaches you how to do that by using your muscles. So you're doing it actively. Whenever it comes to anything rehabilitative, active is better than passive. Okay? And that's why we don't like it very much, because active requires us to do something, where passive is kind of nice just to let someone else do it for us. Okay? But the active works better because it retrains your system, retrains the proprioception, and actually rebuilds the muscle that has gotten stagnant around that joint. So I need a volunteer. Can somebody volunteer to be a guinea pig? Please, come on. Okay, Emmy, come on up. So I'm going to show Emmy how to do the T6, T7 ELDOA for that mid-back, okay? It's not even that difficult, but you'll like it. Okay. I'm going to get you, sit cross-legged here, okay? You might want to take the boots off, though. Killer boots, by the way.
You all see my winter socks.
It's your socks.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we're going to sit down right here. You're going to face me, okay? Just like that. We're going to start nice and easy, first of all. I'm going to show you some very basic techniques, okay? I want you to pull your toes back for me. Straight up, just like this. There you go. Good. Your head up to the ceiling, sit up nice and tall. There you go. Tuck your chin down, pull it back a little bit. Stay right there. I'm going to move my leg away, but stay there so don't fall. Good. Now this is following the natural alignments of the entire body, okay? So this is pretty good. She's kind of got this. I want you to push your knees down here, okay? Put your hands up into a prayer position, okay? Tuck your chin back a little bit.
Really hard,
it is really hard, okay? Now what we're going to do, this is where we're focusing, okay? I want you to slowly bring your hands up, squeeze, push your hands together, and bring them up in front of your face, nice and easy, and right there. At that point in time, we have the muscular tension building up to create space and pull that joint surface open. You can feel that in there, eh? Good. Yeah, she's crying. It's good though. So that's how you know it's working. Bring a little bit higher up. There we go. Take some deep breaths in. Keep pressing your head up to the ceiling. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your arms down. There we go. Perfect. Round of applause for my lovely assistant.
Like half an inch taller.
Good. I've also got a prize for you, so I'll give it to you later, okay? So, just tap it again.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Sorry. That's it. That's it. Okay, so if you want to learn more, you can go to my website. You know, we have a little bit of information on there, but more specifically, you might want to take a look at the YouTube channel so you can find that from there as well.